Now, a hexagonal pyramid of 25 mm sides of base and 50 mm axis length rests on HP on one of its slant edges. Draw the projections of the pyramid when the axis appears to be inclined to VP at 45 degrees. So, since the hexagonal pyramid is resting on HP, so obviously we have to start from HP. So, that is from the top view. Since it is one of its slant edges on HP, so naturally the slant edge has to be parallel to VP. So, that is OA is parallel to VP. So, you can see O dash A dash, which is true length. Similarly, OD also, which is parallel to VP. So, you are getting the true length here. So, you can see that OA is parallel to VP and this OD also parallel to VP. So, we have to place the pyramid in such a manner that the slanted OA will be parallel to VP. So, that should be our motto, and that is how we should be able to start the problem. So this position is called the corner position. So, when you look from the top view, A, B, C, D, E, F are the base edges which is near to the which is visible. So, A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E, E to F and F to A all are visible edges, so you mark them. Then O is at the center, then the apex all these edges which has been joined from the corner to the apex point, from each end point of the edges have been joined to the apex point, that is A to O, B to O, C to O, D to O, E to O and F to O. So, they are joined between O to A, O to B, B to O to C, O to D, O to E and O to F. All are visible edges. When you look from the top view, O is near to the observer, so it is visible, and O1 is away from the observer, it becomes invisible. Similarly, when you look from the front view, A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash all are near to the observer, so which is visible, and E and F are invisible edges, so E dash, F dash is invisible edges. So O1 is hidden by the edge BC, so naturally O1 dash is invisible. And when you look from the front view, O is at the top, so O dash is at the visible edge. And also height can be seen when you look from the front view, that 50 mm height is seen when you look from the front view. So O dash is at a height of 50 mm from O1 dash. Now, this is the first position of the object. So, since rests on HP, so obviously the hexagonal surface is resting on HP. You can see here the hexagonal surface is resting on HP. So, obviously we have to start from HP. So, how to start the problem? So, first you draw a circle of radius 25. So, with any point on center, first you draw a horizontal line with consider any point on the center, then take a radius of 25 by using the compass, draw a circle. So, this horizontal line will cut the circle at this point, which you call it as A, and also at this point you call it as D. Then, with the same radius, with A as center, draw an arc on the circumference of the circle to get this point here, and also on this side to get this point B and F. Similarly, with D as center, cut an arc on the circumference of the circle of the same radius to get this point E here, and also to get the point C here on this side. Then you mark them A, B, C, D, E, F. Then join with a dark line A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E, E to F and F to A. Then join the diagonals A to D, B to E and C to F. So all these diagonals will going to intersect at this point, so you call this point as O and O1. So when you look from the top view, O is near to the observer, so it is visible, and O1 is away from the observer, it becomes invisible. Now, since now we have to write the front view. Since it is resting on, the hexagonal surface is resting on HP, so you project all the hexagonal surface points, that is A, B, F, C, E and D to XY line, and also O1 to the XY line. So here A, B, C, D is near to the observer, so A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash is visible, and E and F is away from the observer, so E dash, F dash becomes invisible. Then when you look from the front view, O is the height which is at a height of 50 mm. So from O1 dash you draw a vertical line and you measure a height of 50 mm and mark that point O dash. Then join O dash to A dash, which is visible to visible is visible. O dash to B dash, visible to visible is visible. O dash to C dash, visible to visible is visible. And O dash D dash, visible to visible is visible. Then join O dash to O1 dash with a center line marking. So we can observe here OA is a slant edge which is parallel to VP, and OD is the slant edge which is parallel to VP. So naturally O dash A dash is a slant edge and O dash D dash is also a slant edge. And these two are parallel to VP, so we are getting the true length O dash D dash and O dash A dash, both will going to get the true length. So either you can restrict on O dash A dash or you can restrict on O dash D dash, whichever way you want, we can be able to do it. Now in the second position, he says one of the slant edges is resting on HP, so we are making O dash D dash has to rest on HP. So we will going to rotate the first position front view such that the slant edge will going to rest on HP. So how to do that? With by using the compass, you measure the length from D dash to O dash. Consider any point on the XY line. With this D dash, mark that point as D dash and cut an arc on this XY line to get this point O dash. So you mark that as O dash. Then with D dash as center, take a radius of D dash A dash, and from D dash you draw an arc. And similarly with O dash, with A dash as center, measure the radius of A dash O dash. With O dash as center, cut an arc on the previously drawn arc to get this point A dash. Then dark between A dash to D dash and D dash to O dash and O dash to A dash to complete the triangle. Now you are going to transfer all these points on this line now. How to do that? With D dash as center, take a radius of D dash B dash. With D dash as center, cut an arc on this to get this point B dash F dash. Similarly, with D dash as center, take the radius of D dash O1 dash. From D dash, you cut an arc on this to get this point O1 dash. Similarly, with D dash as center, take the radius of D dash C dash. From D dash, you transfer it on here to get this point C dash E dash. Then join O dash to B dash, O dash to C dash, and O dash to O1 dash with the center line. As reproduce the same view here. Now we need to write the top view. So to write the top view, draw a horizontal projector from A, O, O1 and D directly till here. So draw a vertical projector from D dash to meet at the point D here on the horizontal line. Similarly, O1 dash to meet at the point O1. From A dash to meet at the point A, and from O dash to meet at the point O in the top view. Then draw a horizontal projector from FE and draw a horizontal projector from BC, both. And then draw a vertical projector from C dash and E dash to intersect at C and E here. And similarly, draw a vertical projector from B dash and F dash to meet at the point F and B. Now, once you complete this, you name them. A, B, C, D, E, F, O1 and O. Name them. Once you do that, then you join all the edges. So to join the edges, join between A to B, then B to C, then C to D, D to E, E to F and F to A with continuous thin line. Similarly, join between AO, DO, BO, CO, EO and FO. All have been joined with the continuous thin lines. Then now you apply the condition of visibility. How? First condition is all the exterior edges of the boundaries of the solids are visible. So OB, BC, CD, DE, EF and FO, all these edges are falls on the boundary edges of the solid. So you dark them. And then when you look from the top view, A, B, C, D, E, F are nearer to the observer, so that is visible. So when you look from the top view, you can see A, B, C, D, E, F are nearer to the observer, so it is visible. So you dark between FA and AB because all other edges have been already darkened. So when you look from the top view, AO is near to the observer, so it is visible. So dark between AO. Then The question is about EO and CO. EO is the invisible edge because it is crossing the AF line, edge AF, a visible edge. So naturally EO will going to become invisible because two visible edges can never cross each other. Similarly, CO will going to become invisible edge because AB is visible and CO is crossing that edge AB. So naturally it will going to become invisible. So the edge or a corner which is on XY line in the front view is always invisible in the top view. That means O dash D dash will going to become invisible. So but since AO and DO both will going to be on the same plane. So naturally when you look from the top view, that is AO and DO both will going to be on the same plane. The plane will be like this. It is going like this. This is the plane what we are talking about. So naturally when you project that, what happens? AO will going to be overlap on DO till to that some extent. So till here it will be dark because we have to give the priority to the visible edge, and then you give the invisible edge only between A to D. But it is not actually from A to O. D is the invisible, but it is actually from D to O. But DO and AO is overlapping to some length. Since ABCDEF is visible, so naturally the center point O1 will be visible because that is the one which is visible. It's quite evident here also. When you look from the front view, top view, ABCDEF is the hexagonal surface which will be visible. So since O1 is on that surface, so naturally it will be visible. So O1 will be without bracket.